All right, Grand Rising City Billionaires. Good morning. Good morning. Just trying to get my old IG set up so we can get this thing going. Got IG, YouTube, Facebook. This more New Black Wall Street Book Club talking about the greatest show on earth, man. So I've decided to kind of get this thing going. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. That's a great day to be alive, man. Sometimes you just have to appreciate life. You know what I'm saying? Like getting up, being able to move around, being able to have an opportunity to make a difference in the world, to contribute, to love on somebody and all that good stuff, man. So thank God that we're still here. Thank God I woke up this morning, attitude of gratitude. People ask me and sometimes say, hey, man, what you going to do today? Well, same thing I do every day. Try and take over the world. That's right, man. Same thing I do every day. Get rich. That's what I'm going to do today. That's my plan. My plan today is to get rich. All right. So I don't know what y'all planning to do, but that's what ERGJ is planning to do, man. Thanks so much for joining. We're broadcasting across Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube, man. AV knows in the house, man. Thanks so much for joining. I'm working on, I got to get the little roll-on thing, the little triangle thing. I'm going to roll that thing up, AV, pop it in the mail, man. I'm going to figure that thing out today. So got to get some prints out. Guys, if you checked out the video, and I met an artist yesterday, and brother had some dope stuff. And, we showed our support for the king and his dream, man. And that's just what we got to do, man. We got dope art. We make a lot of stuff. But it's up to us to support the stuff that we do in order for our stuff to, go viral. And that's just what we do, man. New Black Wall Street Book Club, man. In the comments below, go ahead and share where you are, where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what country, what city, what state, what country. I ain't going to delay, man. It's time for us to get the show on the road. You know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature that's for the masses. Where to put your money down, how to
What up, brother?
Assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. Yeah. We all just come together. There's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
All right, my beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. You put in a book, we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. That book there is a study of Black wealth. That book there is a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way, but if you do, if you have a desire to have more than enough, if you have a desire to leave an inheritance to your children, if you desire to be wealthy, well, I recommend that you study wealthy people. I stopped having broke folk conversation a long time ago, and now I have conversation. My language has changed. My language has changed, and power of life and death is in the tongue. And because I have different conversations, guess what? I start doing different stuff. And because I start doing different stuff, I start getting different results. If you want to be wealthy, study wealthy people. That's right, people. The Black Billionaires Club. That's right. You can pick that book up by simply going to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. You can get that book in hard copy. You can get the ebook. You can also get it in French. It's available in French and ebook and also audiobook. I wanted to make sure, as I'm talking about a lot of our brothers and sisters who don't live in America, by the way, some of our richest brothers and sisters are actually in Nigeria. So I said, well, if they're in Nigeria, what languages do they speak? And one of the languages that are predominantly that many of our brothers and sisters speak is actually French. So I wanted to make sure that my brothers and sisters in the diaspora, they could also read the book or listen to the book in their language. And that's just how I operate, man. You got to start thinking if there's more to this world than the United States. We are in a global economy, and we are in the best time on the planet, the best time in history. I would say the easiest time in history ever to get rich. The easiest time. I'm talking about it, man. You literally, all you need is Wi-Fi, a dream with work ethic and execution, and you can get rich. A phone, a laptop. Oh my goodness, it is so easy now to get rich. It don't make no sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure that our brothers and sisters, our ancestors are laughing at us right now like, man, don't you know how easy it is for you to live the life that you want to live? I'm pretty sure they're laughing at us today saying, man, y'all don't know what we've been through in order to make it so easy for you. I think that's what our brothers and sisters, our ancestors are saying right now. You don't know what we went through, right? Y'all read about it, but you didn't experience what we went through to make it easy for you. And I'm just saying, brothers and sisters, I don't want to let my ancestors down. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let my God down. I damn sure don't want to let my ancestors down, who went through everything that they went through to make it easy for me to live the life that I live today. Everybody put in the comments, so easy. Everybody put in the comments below, easy. Right? So let us know where you got connected from, guys. What city, what state, what country you're connected from. We're right here in Decatur, Georgia. Decatur, where it's greater. And ERGJ Studios. AV Knows in the house, man. Peace and prosperity to see your brother. Miss Vivian Reed has joined us this morning, man. The real E-Rock is up in the house. Thanks so much for joining. Broken Tech Guy, Instagram. Thanks so much for joining. Gladys Chateau, man. Thanks so much for joining. Grand Rising to you. Brooklyn is representing here today. AOW Professional. Thanks so much for joining. New Black Wall Street Book Club. Glad said Nigeria. They speak English. In Senegal, Congo, Benin, Gabon, Guinea, Togo, they speak French. Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. I make sure that my brothers and sisters can read my book. That's what I'm talking about, man. Today's episode has been brought to you by ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric marketplace, where we specialize in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, and also Black art inspired gifts, guys. When you go to the website, www.ergjblackbazaar.com, just scroll on down to the front page, and you're going to see some of our cool stuff. We got those 2020 calendars that they got to go. So you'll make sure you get your calendar, plan your year out. You're right. Here's the deal. I want you to understand this. This is the end of a decade, and you're going to begin to start a new decade fresh. And I want you to understand it's got to be more than just a vision. Start with the vision. Cool. Write the vision down, make it plain. But then you need to plan that thing out and go to work and make it happen, Captain. Everybody put it out, so make it happen. We can't stop with just the vision board. We then need to put that thing together, say, well, I'm going to map this thing out month by month, week by week, day by day, and I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to start my new decade off on the right foot, on the good foot, on the rich foot. So, guys, go ahead and pick you up a calendar. It's got some African-American, it's got Black history in it. It's also got some important dates that you need to know. It's got some scriptures in it to help you to fortify your faith or whatever the case may be. Go ahead and check us out, ERGJ Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric Marketplace at www.ergjblackbazaar.com, at www.ergjblackbazaar.com. We want you to remember this. Once you shop black, you never go back. I'm telling you, once you decide that you're going to shop black, you never go back. Man, go ahead and check us out, man, ERGJ Black Bazaar. Hey, guys, we're going to get right to this thing, man. New Black Wall Street Book Club, Nashville. Mr. Consistent is up in the house from Tazeville, Tennessee. With our daily motivations for African-American success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. Our daily motivations for African-American success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. And I've just decided we're going to do this every day. We're going to make sure we get us in some good motivation every day that I can do it, by the way. Because, so, the weekends come and, weekends made to get rich. I'll be out there getting rich. So, hey, I might not be able to do it every day on the weekend, but as much as I can, I'm going to make sure we get this daily word in and make sure we start our day off on the right side of the bed. On the rich side of the bed. Listen to rich dad, not listen to poor dad. Man, the greatest show on earth. The greatest show on earth. And here is our quote of the day. It comes from Gwen Goldsby Grant, who is a psychologist. This is a Black person. Gwen Goldsby Grant. GGG, triple G. Psychology. It says this. I think that's a she. She says this, and I quote, fear is not a wall, but an emotion. A fear is not a wall, but an emotion. And like all emotions, it can be overcome. Now, isn't this profound? Fear is not a wall, it's an emotion. How many guys know that emotions, they change? And you can feel one way today, and the next day you feel a different way, or the next hour you feel different, or the next minute you feel different. Emotions. So fear in this quote, she's saying it's not a wall. It's not something that should stop you. It's not something that should keep you from moving forward. It's just an emotion. It's something that you feel. I would also say it may be something that you think. And sometimes how you think has a way of affecting how you feel. I mean, just think about it, right? If you just think about an ant, you might feel a little itchy. Oh, well, I feel like I got a scratch right now just because I thought about an ant, right? So how you think sometimes has an effect on how you feel. This is why, in order to change your life, in order to change everything and change your perspective, change your reality, change your circumstances, change your friends, in order to do that, any type of change starts in the mind. And you deciding that you're going to think different. And how many guys would agree that when you began to think different, you started to feel different? Now, some would say, well, when I started to feel different, I started to think different. I don't know how it works. Because, men might have started thinking and then they feel. Women, y'all might have started feeling, then you started thinking. I don't know. I think one of the biggest connections or, spaces is over here where we do the thinking, mostly men, and we do the feeling, mostly women. And so, brothers, I want to say to you this morning, what would happen if you just start feeling more? Ladies, I'm going to say this to you, and I don't take it as a slight, but what would happen if you started thinking more? What I found is that men think a lot and don't feel much. Women feel a lot. I don't know how to say that. Y'all think, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. Generally speaking, you know what I'm saying. So fear is a wall. It's not a wall. It's not a wall. It's just an emotion. Now, if we say it's an emotion, then we can say, okay, am I an individual where I let my emotions control me, or do I control my emotions? In other words, are you a slave to your emotions, or are you the master? Everybody put in the console, I'm the master. Are you a slave to your emotions, or are you the master of your emotions? Great question to ask this morning. Am I a slave to how I might react and how I might feel based upon how I think? Or am I a master of my emotions? In other words, in a good book that says one of the fruits of the spirit is self-control. Temperance is what it's called in the good book as well. I'm the master of my emotions. Brothers, coming to you. Are you a master of your thoughts? Do you let your thoughts control you? The thoughts of, getting your jiggy on, the thoughts of whatever, brothers, you know how we think sometimes. Or do we let our thoughts control us? In other words, now that I have this thought come in, I go act on this thought. Now that I have this emotion come in, ladies, I go act on this emotion. Or am I in control? Am I the master of my thoughts, brothers, of my emotions, ladies? Daily motivation for African American citizens, greatest show on earth. Let's get it. Here's our passage of the day. Let's read. Look at it. Fear is not our enemy. Seen rightly, fear becomes our strongest ally. Because there's nothing to fear in our universe. When we experience fear, we have the opportunity to free ourselves from an illusion that's been holding us back from living the life our heart desires. Let's read this again. Fear is not our enemy. Seen rightly, fear becomes our strongest ally. Because there's nothing to fear in our universe. When we experience fear, we have the opportunity to free ourselves. Everybody put in console, free myself. We have the opportunity to free ourselves from an illusion. False evidence appearing real. From an illusion that has been holding us back from living the life our heart desires. Many years ago, a well-known lion taming act appeared live on television. The lion tamer walked into the cage to start what appeared to be a routine performance. The door was locked behind him. The spotlights highlighted the cage. The television cameras closed in, and the audience watched in suspense as the trainer skillfully put the animals through their paces. In the middle of the act, near disaster struck. The lights went out. For nearly 30 long seconds, what seemed like eternity, the trainer was locked in a cage with 10 man-eating lions. A whip and a small kitchen chair offered meager protection under the circumstances, but he survived. And when the lights came on again, he calmly finished the performance. In an interview after the show, the trainer was asked how he felt knowing these ferocious animals could see his every step, but he couldn't see them. He first acknowledged the chilling fear, but pointed out that the lions didn't know that he couldn't see them. He said, "I just kept cracking my whip and commanding them until the lights came on." At some point in our lives, each of us will face the terrifying task of fighting lions in the dark. But once we tame our lions, we'll free ourselves from the bondage of fear forever. Once we tame our lions, we'll free ourselves from the bondage of fear forever. Well, brothers and sisters, that begs the question. What are the lions in the dark in your life? Here's what I found, beautiful people, that many of us, we go through our day, we go through our week, we go through our month, particularly Monday through Friday for those that have, corporate job or something like that. We go through this thing called life with our mask on. We go through this thing called life with what I would consider to be our costume on, our S on our chest. We're Superman, we're Superwoman. But then there's a part of us where we have lions in the dark. So although we put on the front, although we make it seem like we got it all together, although it make it seem like we got all the money, we got all the power, although we make it appear as if we got it all together, there's still some lions, and some might call it skeletons, some might call it demons, whatever the case you want to call it, that are in the dark. And these lions are nothing but fear, false evidence, appearing real. Now, have you identified your lions in the dark? Have you identified, in other words, have you identified the chains that hold you back? How many guys would agree that, you know what, I can be more than I am today? I mean, there's much more to me than what I give off. There's much more that I could do, I should do, I would do if it weren't for fear. If it weren't for something that, for some reason, I just can't take that step yet. I'm not ready to tackle this challenge. Have you identified the lions in the dark? Have you identified the chains that are holding you back, the bondage that you put yourself in because of your perception of whatever this thing is? You could be more. You could do more. You could have more. There's more available. But it's only available, it only makes itself go from being available to being accepted once you walk through the door of fear. Fear is not, as I said earlier, is not our enemy. Fear is not a wall. It's an emotion. So in the comments below, I'd like for you to share one thing that you have identified that makes you feel less than, that makes you feel like it's too hard, that makes you feel like this is a challenge, that makes you feel feeble, that makes you feel weak. See, I don't know about you, but I read a book one day, and it was written about 2,000 years ago. And that book kept repeating a lot of things. I kept saying, why I keep saying, he kept saying the same stuff over and over again, right? And it had to be written by quite a few different people, different time frames, but it kept saying the same message. Thou shall not fear. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems to be one of the main currents that are flowing through that book. Thou shall not fear. Although you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, thou shall not fear. Do not fear. Be of good courage. Do not fear. So I've been hearing the same thing. I mean, it's just like I don't know, the good book. Yeah, the God of the universe, that whatever, they kept writing the same thing. Don't fear, don't fear, don't fear, don't fear. Don't worry, don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. Don't stress, don't stress, don't stress, don't stress. I got you. Everybody put it on, so God's got me. See, what happens is when you accept, now it's one thing to just say it, but it's another thing to actually accept it and believe it, that God's got you. And when you get that feeling, because that's a feeling too. It's a feeling of, man, if God is for me, who the hell can be against me? When you get that type of power, man, what is fear or this feeling that you have to that which is in you? God's got me. So I don't know about you, but once that really set in my spirit, once that's set in the embodiment of who I am, regardless if I have an ounce of fear, I have a greater fear, which is reverence. I have a greater respect for the God that's in me than the fear that I feel from the outside world. Because greater is he that's in me that's in the world. Have you identified the lions in the dark? See, this is a you thing. It's not the front that you put on for the world, that you let them see all you all powerful. You go into the world, you'll never cry. When you go out into the world, you never show your weaknesses, right? You go out of the way, you try to show all these strengths as if you don't have no weakness. I get it, right? That's the thing. That's part of playing in society. But when you go home, or when it's time for you to do the stuff that you know you need to do. Matter of fact, here's another good question to ask. What is it? What's the thing that you fear that keeps you procrastinating? Yeah, why do you procrastinate? You procrastinate because of some type of fear. Some type of fear that's keeping you from finishing, completing, doing that which you know you should do. See, I consider procrastination to be an action that you know you should be taking to move you closer to your goal, aspiration, or dream. It's something that you know you should have done yesterday. You should have done it last week. You should have done it last month. You still haven't done it. What's that thing that's keeping you from moving forward? What's that thing that's keeping you from taking action? What is it that you really fear? Because if you didn't fear, you would have got it done a long time ago. So some image popped up in your head, said, nope, not going to do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. Then tomorrow turns into next week turns into next month turns into next year, and next year turns into next decade. And we're getting to the end of a decade here. It's time to let go of fear. It's time to hold on to God himself. Right? Glass Chateau said, man, my health made me feel some type of way. My health made me feel some type of way. Where's my question, Miss Gladys? Right? Because I see that you're a chef. You're preparing all these healthy meals. So your health made you feel some type of way, but it seems like you're in a space where you actually are solving the problem that made you feel a certain way. Now, how do you feel? Right? Now, how do you feel? Right? Vivian said the fear of failure. Which failing what? Right? Fear of failure, right? Now, that's such a broad stroke. And I believe what has happened is we've allowed this broad, vague and broad collapse us. The fear of failure. Failing in what? Because here's what I understand. See, we can say fear of failure, but here's the counter to that. Well, there are plenty of things in your life that you have had success at. Right? There's plenty of things in your life that you have actually done. So there's the fear of failure of something in particular, not the fear of failure of everything. So when we say fear of failure, we make it so broad that now it adds in all these different things that have nothing to do with what we really are afraid of or what we really might fear. See, so you got to get specific. When I say identify, that means that you get specific. What is it that you really fear? See, you might not fear going to the bathroom, but you might fear crossing the street. I don't know. So there's something in specific that you fear. There's something in you that says, I fear failing to do this, or failing to accomplish this, or failing to whatever. So there's something in specific that you fear, because you don't fear everything. You probably are the bomb.com when it comes to baking a cake. You don't fear failing baking a cake. You're probably the bomb.com when it comes to, when it comes to sharing all these health, alternative health choices that you have come across and these recipes. You're the bomb.com, so you don't fear that. So there's that, you don't fear failing in that area. So there's something in particular when it comes to the fear of failure that you identify with. And so this is why it's so important to identify, because once we make it, when we say such a broad thing like failure, now we put all these different things into that space that don't even belong there. And if we get to, okay, here's what I really fear. Here's what I identify, the space that really makes me kind of shrink back. Now we can start to tackle a particular area, and we can start to bring solutions of success to our fear of failure. Does that make sense? Oh, is that making sense? When we start breaking things down into smaller bites, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. When we start to break it down into smaller bites, then we actually can tackle a thing. We can tackle the thing. Why? Because God's got me. That's why, because God has got me. All right? So you want to identify, you want to get to that thing for real, and not be as vague when it comes to that which you have, that which you know is a lion in the dark. What's going on, Brother Ray? How you doing, man? Thanks so much for joining. All right. So here we go, guys. We're going to get into our affirmation of the day. That's right. We're going to get into our affirmation of the day. And hopefully this is going to help us, right? It's going to help us to have the words to combat this thing called fear, this false evidence appearing real, to have the words to really just say, you know what? Yeah, we're going to tackle this thing today. Here's our affirmation of the day. For the greatest show on earth, repeat after me. Today, I will do the thing that I fear. Today, I will do the thing that I fear. And the death of fear will be certain. Let's do it again. Repeat after me. An affirmation of the day. The death of fear. Oh my goodness. Repeat after me. Today, I will do the thing that I fear. And the death of fear will be certain. Affirmation of the day. Let's do it one more time, beautiful people. We got to get this. Got to get this. So we do this so we can actually drop a seed into our soul, our subconscious, and then we can grow and develop and cultivate this thing by repeating it over and over and over again. That's why we do it at least 3 times while we're together. And you can do it as many times as you want as you go throughout your day. This time I want to make sure that the people in the back hear us, that they know that we're serious about the death of fear, that we're serious about doing that thing today. This time, say it with some conviction. Repeat after me. Today, I will do the thing that I fear. And the death of fear will be certain. The greatest show on earth. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro. How many guys are saying, you know what? I just need to do that thing. How many guys say, you know what? If God is for me, who can be against me? I just need to do that thing. If God is for me, who can be against me? What? It said, oh, death. That's what Jesus said. Oh, death, what is your sting? Where is your sting? Well, if you truly believe that which many of us talk about, if you truly believe that greater is he that's in you that's in the world, if you truly believe the word that many of us have read and we go to church on Sundays to get, if you truly take in that you shall not fear, if you truly take in that to be of good courage, be strong and courageous, if you truly take in to be bold as a lion, well then today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year, not next decade, but today, you will do the thing that you fear, and you will destroy fear itself. This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. You put in a book like Daily Motivations for African American Success by Mr. Dennis P. Kimbro, and we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, and we invite you to join the Black Billionaires Club. What you're experiencing right now is what we consider to be personal development, which we believe is the number one thing that you and I, brothers and sisters, should focus on, should work on in order to get better. If you want your life to change or you want your life to get better, you want your finances, your money, your bank account to get better, if you want things to change for you, you must change. And the way in which we believe that you can change, number one, the books that you read. Number two, the people that you associate with. Number three, the music or the stuff that you listen to. Number four, the stuff that you watch on TV, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And then number five, one of the biggest things, how you choose to use your time. Well, guys, Black wealth is a Black choice, and how your life goes is up to you. But hey, join us, the Black Billionaires Club, get more development. Simply go to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com, click on join the club, and then go through and make a decision that could change your life forever. Well, my beautiful people, I want you to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Wall Street. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street Book Club.